What's up everyone, MK Tom Brady here. In this video I want to talk about something that's a term you hear more so in the NRS community than you will hear anywhere on planet Earth, which is the term of footsies and neutral. You literally hear about this in the NRS scene so much, not a second goes by without someone talking about what is or is not neutral based, footsie based, so on and so forth. So first off, the NRS community has in their mind, and maybe even NRS themselves, that what footsies and neutral are this standardized way to play, in which you have two characters walking back and forth, jockeying for position, baiting jumps so they can anti-air, baiting whiffs so they can punish, and they imagine, most people in general imagine when they hear the term footsies, what you see right here. These two characters, just, what they're doing, back and forth, jockeying for that space, that position. This is total crap because that's actually not true at all. Because first of all, in order to even have that as a standardized way to play, every character would have to be the same. Because right now, or in good fighting games anyway, characters are more diverse. Some characters are faster than others, have longer reach than others. Some characters have moves and specials that make it tough to approach, while others have moves that allow them to be hypermobile and allow them to approach quite easily. Other characters are extremely damaging, so they have other moves that have other properties that make it harder for them to get in. But when they're in, it's hard for you to get out. Just all these things make characters so different that there's no possible way to really have a standardized way of doing that, this back and forth. And this actually right here is not neutral because most people think this is neutral, this is footsies. But neutral is not a way of playing, it's more a situation. Which is, as it says, neutral, a situation where neither character really has advantage, or the advantage of one character over another is minimal. And you're trying to set up a situation in which you can bait out a mistake, or maybe a situation in which you are at big advantage in that particular matchup or situation. And sometimes you have matchups that are unfair because of the character's tools. Not unfair as in like broken, but unfair as in the character just has advantage. So they're going to be, sometimes you have matchups in which the character has advantage almost anywhere on the screen. So the situation is not really ever neutral. But it's not really a way to play as much as it is based on situations and what you do to set those situations up where you are at advantage, or where they do whiff or mistakenly jump in when you're baiting it out, etc. And really, this back and forth style of play is, while everyone thinks this is footsies and they all claim this is what they want, if you look at the facts, the most popular characters in MK11 don't do this at all. Jackie, Cetrion, Fujin, Cabal, Joker with his reach, a lot of or other characters that have good zoning. Characters play neutral in their own way. It's not a standardized way to play. Jackie leaping around may seem to most people as if, well, she's not doing this right here, so that's not neutral. It's anti-neutral, right? That's anti-footsies. But that is her way of playing neutral, despite the fact that the belief of what footsies should be, it appears to be, that's anti-footsies. Doesn't matter, like I said, if it's a move that's extremely mobile or great zoning. Most people think really powerful zoning is anti-neutral, or moves that restrict movement are anti-neutral, and moves that are hypermobile are anti-neutral. And how can that be that in moves that restrict neutral, okay, well, that's obviously got to be, not footsie based. But then moves that allow for extreme movement, not restrictive, that is also considered to be anti-neutral. And, like I said, fighting game characters are so diverse. They all do things their own way. Some zone heavily, some keep out really well, some get in really well, some struggle in a lot of these areas. But when they get in, their tool set makes it very difficult for you to get out, and they're extremely damaging. And these are things that are very, very important in fighting games. This is what makes good footsies, and it's not standardized. So I'm hoping that for the next game, the NRS community realizes, like almost every other community out there, except the NRS world, that footsies are not a standard way to play. And most people don't even want this in fighting games. No games really have this 100% where no characters kind of go against this grain. You look at some of the more popular games right now, Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball, games, some of the most popular games of all time, like Marvel 2. I promise you don't see this, And the most popular characters in MK11, the most commonly picked characters are the ones who kind of go against that grain as well. So a lot of people, they'll say that's what they want because that's what they think neutral is, and that's not really true. Also, keep in mind in the NRS world, you have a lot of people, what they mean by when they say you have no neutral. You'll have a Jackie player or a Fujin player say someone has no neutral or what they want is neutral. What that really means in the NRS world, in NRS terms, is you're doing something, whatever moves you're using, make it really tough for me to just leap in or do whatever from across the screen. So let's just have a game where we play neutral. And they really mean that, I want what you're doing to be gone, but hopefully they take it and allow me to keep doing this. And that's what people really need. People don't really scream for neutral until whatever they're doing to kind of do whatever their shenanigans is runs into a problem, and then saying they want a neutral game just means they want what you're doing removed. And of course, they always hide behind the logic of, well, this is what we really want here, but this is actually not true because in reality, really nobody wants that, even if they say they do, because that can't work unless every character plays the same. So just keep in mind in the next NRS game that there is really no standardized way to play footsies. It's pretty much based on the character, and even if a character is playing anti-footsies, quote unquote, that's still their own way of doing so. Thanks for watching, everyone, and stay tuned for more content.